Iran has denied that it is currently holding negotiations with the United States, despite US President Donald Trump announcing that talks between the two countries were set to begin on Monday.
It's asked to by Saudi Arabia, by UAE, and by Qatar, and by Iran. We were all set to go. It's about at this time right now, and it would have been a massive attack. We're all set to go, but when the allies asked to call it off, you got to sort of say, well, let's see. And the reason they asked is they think there's a deal. There's a deal on Hormuz, and then there will be a deal on the nuclear, or you might call it the denuclearization of Iran. I call it the denuclearization of Iran.
So what should we expect?
We're holding it. We'll just see. We can do it anytime we want. But we were asked by the three primary groups. We were also asked by Iran, very strongly, actually. They said, we'd like to make a deal. Now, I don't know what they say, because a lot of times they'll say that to me, and then they'll go out and say, we don't know what he's talking about. Obviously, they don't want to be attacked. And they knew the extent of the attack because they saw it forming.
What happens now?
Well, now what we're doing is we're talking to them in the form of a negotiation. It begins tomorrow afternoon, and we'll see if it's true. I'd love to do that, save a lot of lives. Save a lot of unnecessary power, to be honest with you. Take many, many years to ever build it back. If it could, I don't think it would be even buildable back. So we had an attack that would be the biggest attack since World War II, and it would have been disastrous for them. And they didn't want us to do it. And frankly, Saudi Arabia didn't want it either. They thought that a deal is imminent.
Deadline, sir,
and the deal is imminent, having to do with the Hormuz Strait and also ultimately the denuclearization of it. So when I hear that, I say, well, do we want to go and be this severe? Now, there's a group of people that would like me to just do it, and there's another group of people that does not want me to do it.
Does Iran have a deadline to come to an agreement?
No, we'll just see how it is. We're ready to go anytime we want. Would I rather make a deal? I'm not looking to kill people, because people die, a lot of people die, and we don't want that. So they asked us, Iran specifically, but the other three said I asked Saudi Arabia, the king, I said, the crown prince, I said, what would you rather do? Would you rather have us do this or not? They said, we would much prefer a deal as opposed to an attack, because you don't know where these attacks lead. I mean, will they be flooded with people pouring into their country and disaster? A lot of bad things can happen.
Iranian Foreign Ministry spokesperson Ismail Baghai said Tehran is instead in discussions with Oman over a temporary safe route through the Strait of Hormuz.
ما الان مذاکره‌ای با آمریکا نداریم. مذاکرات با عمان هست، متمرکز بر تفاهم بر سر مسیری که تردد ایمن کشتیرانی از تنگه هرمز رو تأمین بکنه. تلاش ما این هست که در اولین فرصت با مشورت عمان، با همکاری عمان، مسیری رو تعیین بکنیم، مسیری که قاعدتاً موقت خواهد بود، بر اساس اون بتوانیم ایمنی کشتیرانی در تنگه هرمز رو فراهم بکنیم. تفاهم بر سر مسیر تردد ایمن کشتیرانی از تنگه هرمز شرط لازم برای بازگشایی تنگه هرمز هست، ولی شرط کافی نیست. تنگه هرمز به خاطر اختلاف نظر بین ایران و عمان مسدود نشده. تنگه هرمز به دلیل تجاوز نظامی آمریکا و رژیم صهیونیستی از 9 اسفند ماه سال گذشته دچار مشکل شد و مادامی که شرارت آمریکا ادامه پیدا بکنه، مادامی که محاصره دریایی ایران ادامه داشته باشه، تجاوز نظامی آمریکا علیه ایران و منافعش تداوم داشته باشه، مادامی که همه مواردی که آمریکا در این مدت نقض کرده نقضهاش ادامه داشته باشه، قاعدتاً در وضعیت تنگه هرمز اتفاق خاصی، تغییر خاصی نخواهد افتاد. عرض کردم خدمتتون که ما نه قرار هست ظرف این روزها میزبان هیئتی باشیم از بیرون و نه قرار هست که خودمون مهمان جایی باشیم. مذاکرات حول این محور بوده که مسیر جنوبی که مسیری است که از آبهای عمان میگذره و مسیر شمالی که از آبهای سرزمینی ایران تبدیل بشه به یک مسیر بینابین که تأمین کننده ملاحظات و منافع هر دو دولت ساحلی باشه. بنابراین ما الان داریم از یک کریدور صحبت میکنیم که مسیر رفت و برگشت خواهد داشت، نه از 2 یا 3 مسیر مجزا.
A day earlier, Trump said he had decided to hold off on striking Iran in order to pursue a deal aimed at ending the conflict, which has now entered its 6th month. He said the proposed talks would focus on the Strait of Hormuz and the denuclearization of Iran. Following Trump's announcement, oil prices fell at the opening of Asian trade, with West Texas Intermediate crude dropping 4.7% to $80.72 per barrel. Trump also claimed that Iran, along with Saudi Arabia, the United Arab Emirates, and Qatar, had asked him to refrain from launching strikes. Iranian media denied that Tehran had made such a request. Meanwhile, Iranian lawmaker Hassan Khashoggi said mediators were working to revive the US-Iran Memorandum of Understanding agreed in June, describing it as a step towards broader negotiations. He said there was an exchange of views, with the Strait of Hormuz remaining the key issue. Iranian President Masoud Pezeshkian also said the country must ensure the other side remains committed to what it has signed. On the Strait of Hormuz, Baghai said Iran and Oman were close to an understanding on a new shipping route that would respect the sovereign rights and security interests of both sides. However, he stressed that such an agreement would not mean the strait would reopen, while what he described as US aggression continued. He added that discussions with Oman involved creating a single route through the Strait of Hormuz with designated entry and exit lanes. The Strait of Hormuz remains a major point of dispute between Washington and Tehran. Before the conflict, it handled around 20% of the world's oil and liquefied natural gas shipments. Maritime trade tracking firm Kepler said traffic through the strait had dropped sharply. Separately, the United Kingdom Maritime Trade Operations Center reported that a tanker off the coast of Oman heard an explosion nearby on Sunday, but confirmed that the vessel and its crew were safe.